Everybody doing? It's Captain Brian Brown with Fishing Hype Guide Service, fishinghype.com, and I'm here this week with your KentuckyLake.com tip of the week. This week has to do with jig fishing. I get a lot of questions on when should I or when shouldn't I use a rattle on a jig, it was a great question, and there's a lot of opinion on it. The way I go about it is one, kind of the time of the season and color of the water, and the other is fishing pressure. Spring of the year, fish are just coming up, they want to eat pre-spawn type stuff, and I'm throwing a finesse jig. A lot of times I will throw a jig that doesn't have a rattle on it, but I will throw a craw tube or a swimming craw. Actually, I like big bite baits swimming craw for one reason. It's got a hollow spot in it, and you can take a tube rattle, lube it up, and it goes right into the mouth or the head of that craw, and you've got a rattle in there. And I don't use it so much on the jig as I do on here, so I can throw that jig out and not make a lot of movement with the jig and shake it, and that craw will stand up there, and that rattle will rattle then. I believe those fish are just coming out of doldrums. They want to eat, and that bit of rattling will attract them over there. They're looking for those crayfish that are just starting to get going in the spring also. The other time I use a rattle is in dirtier water, something where it'll attract the fish. I've got, here's a couple outcasts. Here's our flipping jigs that we've got. And here you can see all their jigs will come with the skirt band that has a double collar on it, so you could actually put two rattles on there. And the rattles, here's one with a rattle on it, and you can see what the rattles look like. Many of the manufacturers use the same type of rattle, and I don't know if you can hear that rattle on there. And this allows you to interchange them, take them in, out. Some jigs are made with rattles already wrapped on them, but I prefer to have a rattle. Again, in the spring, especially flipping bushes, have that thing bouncing around down in there, and it's making a lot of noise, and that'll get that fish to react to it. And again, also in dirtier water when the fish can't see it as well. When do I not use a rattle? Real clear water, and then also when there's been a lot of fishing pressure. And it just seems like when there's a lot of guys, you'll hear, Kevin Van Dem's even said it, he'll go to a silent crankbait when he's fished pressured fish, and I've kind of seen the same thing with jigs. When you get a lot of pressure, especially even clear, a lot of pressure or clear water, they tend to spook a little bit more from that rattle. And another time I don't, and is when I throw a football jig. That Outcast football jig also comes with a rattle holder in it. Some guys throw it. I tend not to. Very seldom do I throw a football jig with a rattle on the jig or even in the trailer, because I'll throw this trailer also, that big bite swimming craw on a football head a lot of the time, and I still don't throw. It's just a confidence thing of mine that I like just pulling along the bottom. Sometimes I'll hop it, and having a rattle in it to myself, I just don't have the confidence in it. But follow those tips. Rattles when you have in the spring early and in dirtier water. Active fish, when they're actively feeding, take that rattle out, or don't run a rattle when you're in ultra clear water or heavily pressured fish, and they will definitely put more fish in your boat. Until next time, this is Brian with fishinghype.com, Fishing Hype Guide Service, and that's your KentuckyLake.com tip of the week.